Groundhog's Day. I couldn't resist playing that song as everyone that's a fan of the Groundhog Day movie, but you're listening to Table 12 Podcast with Paul Marino, Danny Barr, Rob Klein in the other room.
How you doing, fellas? Yes, Groundhog Day.
Yep. Good afternoon.
So Paul doesn't know that movie.
No, I know the movie, but I really didn't see it much. I can't remember.
The premise is Bill Murray is a reporter. He gets sent to Puxatawney to do a lame report about Groundhog, and he's pissed off because he doesn't want to do it. He thinks it's beneath him. And then he comes to discover that every day is the same thing. And he just keeps repeating the same day. And he's the only one that knows it.
Right.
And every morning, his clock radio in the hotel room comes on to that song. I Got You, Babe, Sonny and Cher.
That's a great song.
Great song.
It sounded great.
And then the producer is Andy McDowell, and he wants to hook up with her, but she wants nothing to do with him. So he decides to take advantage of repeating the same day over and over again and to woo her, to learn what she likes, what she doesn't like, and it just goes on. So he ends up learning how to play piano. He learns what food she likes. And I don't think they ever specify how long this goes on, but he eventually wins her over.
Okay.
And which is really deceitful. And in today's day and age, he'd be considered a stalker. But it's just a very funny movie. Chris Elliott.
It's probably on somewhere today.
Without a doubt.
If I looked around on HBO or somewhere, it's probably on.
But Chris Elliott plays the cameraman, and he's Bob Elliott's son from Bob and Ray, the old radio show. And I think he's just one of the funniest people on the planet. He had a recurring role in Everybody Loves Raymond. He played Robert's wife's brother, who was creepy, had a comic book store.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's Chris Elliott.
Okay.
He was a writer for Letterman and
the redhead. He had red hair, but then
in the show he did, yeah. But very, very funny guy. So that's why we started. That's why we opened with that song, an homage to the movie Groundhog Day.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you see any reports on what the groundhog saw today?
Well, it was a pretty nice day. I'm going to guess he saw a shadow. I saw mine.
Okay, so what does that mean? 6 more weeks?
Which we have 6 weeks anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't
First
matter.
day of spring is March 21st.
It really doesn't matter, does it?
No.
It's just a tradition. It doesn't really have any bearing on the rest of the winter.
I've never known it to, but it's fun for people. And Parker Space has his Stonewall, the groundhog. I think he's Stonewall number 6 or 7. So he'll do a shadow thing, and winter sucks. It's not going to.
No.
I was out expanding my driveway today, and I kind of figured that snow's going to be there in April.
They say it's supposed to warm up in May.
In May?
Yeah.
It's going to start warming up.
I think it's going to. I heard that on their forecast.
And I'm going to say by June, it's going to be summer-like.
I think so. Yeah. And tomorrow marks another milestone.
Yes, it does. February 3rd. Now, you could be talking about your birthday. You could be talking about the day the music died. But what are you talking about, Paul?
It's 1 year on the show. That's
right. Well,
we
1 year
started.
Since we started.
Not the launch, but the first.
Right. We launched in August, right? Or end of July?
Yeah, end of July. But this is the first 1 year anniversary of us, after a couple of initial meetings, us starting to practice and get some stuff down on tape that we wound up putting out a lot of. And
seeing if we were even able to do this. And 1 year later, we're still waiting to find out.
Right. We're trying to build our audience, but it's not easy.
One at a time. One listener at a time.
I guess everybody starts out like that, but it's been pretty fun. I got to tell you that in a year. I've had a lot of fun doing it because...
well, that's one of us.
You haven't had any fun?
Nah, I'm fine. Joking.
Yeah, I like doing it because I always wanted to. I think I kind of missed my calling a little bit, getting into broadcasting. I should have done something. I know you took a course in it. I know you did. My daughter's
look how well it did for me.
My daughter's in broadcasting, so But it's a lot of fun. I want to thank you, and I want to thank Rob for his hospitality, because without him, there's no show. It's his studio, and he does a great job.
All right, I guess I'll thank you too, Rob.
Thank you very much.
So, anyway, how was your weekend?
Well, I ended last week with a sinus infection. That's always great. My third trip with antibiotics since Thanksgiving. It's been a horrible winter, but
I'm glad to get out of January. At least it's something. Just to get out of January. It's such a long month. It was a bad month.
I had tickets to Jim Jefferies.
Right, you mentioned that
at
last
the
week.
Beacon Theater.
I still don't know who he is, but yeah. How'd that work out for you?
I'm going to say he's not your cup of tea.
At least the weather cooperated for you, because we were worried about it last week.
And I had a really good night's sleep Friday night, so I woke up Saturday feeling much better, because if I was still feeling like crap, we weren't going.
Right.
So, but it took us 2 hours
to get in,
to get into the city, park our car, and get to the theater. 2 hours.
So I'm assuming 8:00 show. You probably got in there.
So 7:30, door open.
So you got in there in time to get something to eat first, and all?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we ate at home.
Oh.
And we walked in the theater at 7:15.
Oh wow. So you were a little tight there. You probably were worried about getting there on time.
The city's a mess.
Yeah.
It's an absolute mess. Every cross street is one lane.
Because of the snow.
Yes.
Right.
People are parked on snowbanks or still buried. The crosswalks are cut wide enough for one person. So everybody has to get in line to cross the street, because the snowbanks are 4 feet high.
Yeah.
It's an absolute mess. They've done nothing to clean up the city. Snow-wise. They haven't cleaned up anything else either, but there's garbage piled on the sidewalks.
Yeah.
It really, and walking, so we parked on 69th, Beacon's between 74th and 75th, so we had about 5-6 blocks to walk, and it just was, you're playing Frogger, getting around people, through things, through snowbanks, around cars, parked cars, double parking everywhere. And I took the bridge in to avoid Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
Went down to West Side Highway, got off 72nd Street, Boat Basin, and made my way down that way.
Did you have trouble? Would you go to a parking garage?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was no issue?
So now they have a thing where you can reserve your parking spot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when I bought the tickets on Ticketmaster has a relationship with this other app.
You actually can make a reservation.
So I reserved my spot.
Oh, that's good.
And and it's cheaper. It's discounted. I paid $35.
That's not bad.
And but my first time at the Beacon Theater. You ever been there?
No.
Rob, you been there?
No, I haven't been there.
It's probably the most beautiful old theater I've ever been in my life.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning. It's like a Roman Colosseum type decor, statues and the artwork on the walls. And you can tell it's 100 years old, over 100 years old. Not a bad seat in the place. And I walked around before the show started to take pictures and look at it. And I would absolutely go back in warmer weather.
Right.
Pain in the ass in the wintertime. But, when you don't mind walking around the city and you're not, really beautiful place to see a show. And
a lot of big names played there, the Beacon. So,
well, the Allman Brothers had their famous, every year they had their residency there. Played 20 days in a row or some 21 days in a row. But every big name has played the Beacon. And I've been wanting to go for a long time. I wanted to go see Seinfeld when Seinfeld opened his tour there. And but Jim Jefferies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, he's from Australia.
Now, how did you get onto him?
I've been a fan of his for
has he been on
20 years.
Because has he been on other shows and stuff?
Well, he had his own sitcom for 2 seasons.
Okay.
And you got to kind of pay attention to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's way too inappropriate for mainstream. And he's rough.
Mm-hmm.
No one is safe. Nobody.
Were you close or were you?
20 rows.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, it was great. It was perfect. Maybe 15 rows.
Mhm.
But hysterical. And his opener was an Australian comic too. He was fantastic. Probably the best opener I ever saw. This guy did probably the most solid 20 minutes of anyone I've ever seen.
So he came on at 8? The opener?
8 o'clock. The opener came on at 8. Yeah, Jefferies came on at 8:20 and did it in 90 minutes. And man, rough. I'm telling you, rough. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm sitting in New York City, most progressive liberal city in the world probably, and he made fun of everybody, every ethnicity, every religion, you name it, he made fun of it. Handicapped people, you name it, he made fun of them. And the place was roaring. And all I could think of is that most of those people are going to walk out of there, and if they hear anyone else say something like that, they'll be offended. But with Jim Jefferies, they're not going to be offended.
Is he trying to be like a Don Rickles knockoff? No,
he's just his own.
It's totally
his
different.
Own style. Yes.
Well, because he just comes to mind when you talk about making fun of everybody.
Well, you could claim every insult comic.
Yeah.
Is from Don Rickles.
Okay.
But he's not an insult comic. He just tells stuff about his life and about people and but it's just that he doesn't hold back. And I love it. I think it's freeing to be like that. You don't worry. He'll never apologize to anybody. And I think it's fantastic. And he was great. And if anyone likes some edgy comedy, look him up if you haven't already, because Jim Jefferies is brilliant. Brilliant.
So then you didn't go out after the show. You went right home.
Oh, yeah. Home in 90 minutes.
Well, that's good then. The trip worked out.
We were home by 11:30.
Nice.
I would have preferred he played Newton, but
yeah,
he's not going to do that.
If you're playing the Beacon, you're probably not coming back here.
So, yeah, that's the only downside was the trip in. And I don't make that trip too often. I used to do it every day, and I don't do it. I haven't done it in years on a regular basis. And now I'm doing it at night. I'd rather not drive.
Yeah, I'm not doing that ever again, to be honest.
It's I mean, this was probably the first time I crossed the George Washington Bridge since 2019.
The last time I was in New York was 2019 in the spring. We went to McSorley's and down to Little Italy.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of us.
I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it in nice weather. Just trying to navigate around the city with all the snow.
Yeah, it's hard enough to begin with.
Because every right-handed lane was blocked. So the buses, that's the bus lane.
Mm-hmm.
So the buses are veering into the middle. And you're putting on your brakes. You don't know who's doing what. You got people pulling out of the snowbanks. I had one guy almost back into me because he was backing into a snowbank. It's insane, you know. And if there was a cheaper way to do it, I would have done it, you know. But there isn't, and it was too cold to do the ferry. Because normally that's what I do. I take the ferry over.
From Weehawken?
Yeah, and cab it wherever I'm going to go.
Yeah,
and walk.
But the ferry has an indoor section.
Yeah, but you're waiting on the dock, and you know, you could wait 20 minutes for the ferry to
that's
come
true
back.
too. Yeah,
and you know, it was 5 degrees out.
Yep.
So,
well, the weather cooperated for you as far as not snowing again, and then you got over your cold, so you dodged a couple bullets.
No, listen,
overall you did all right.
Once I'm in my seat, I'm good. It's just getting there, and then getting home. I went because I wanted to avoid Midtown going in, because I heard nightmare stories. Even the celebrities are complaining about the city, and I'm like, geez, I really want to avoid Midtown. And a guy I work with, who goes into the city a lot with his wife, suggested go across the bridge and go down the West Side Highway. You avoid Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It was a great idea. But then when I left, I'm on 69, so I'm heading west anyway. So I made a left. And,
well, at that time of night, it was probably,
it was fine.
Getting out easier.
Went right down to the tunnel and got out.
Mm-hmm.
But Jim Jefferies, man, it was.
They weren't filming him for any show or anything. It wasn't like a
no, but it was hysterical. He's so good, And every tour he changes his act, so it's great. You see fresh material every time you go see him. But yeah,
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
and then yesterday I shoveled more snow. Got 3 feet back of my driveway.
I see. Just yeah. Well, wasn't it frozen? Wasn't it hard to move?
I chopped it.
Uh,
I'm still a very young man, Paul. I
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah, I think you're younger than me.
Oh, by a lot.
5 years. I think 5 years. So, well, I mean, this weekend wasn't much going on. They getting ready for Super Bowl 60 coming up this weekend. So we got the Pats and the Seahawks.
You were in high school when the first Super Bowl happened, right?
I was 11.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I was 8. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were in high school.
No, I wasn't in high school. No. I saw every one of them, though. I remember every one of them. But I don't know. It doesn't seem as much buzz about this game coming up. I think people are. Seems like it's not the usual buzz around the game.
I think that'll start this week.
Yeah,
now.
because you know what it is? It's too long in between. That's the 2
Yeah.
weeks. It's tough to get ramped
One year
up.
they did 1 week.
Well, when the Giants went to Super Bowl 25,
Excuse me.
that was 1 week. They flew right from San Francisco when they beat the 49ers 15-12. 13-12.
But I think the
They flew
players
right to Tampa.
complain. They want the 2 weeks.
They want the 2 weeks. Anyway, I'm looking at the game. There, people are complaining that even like broadcasters are saying, "Oh, the Patriots didn't have a hard schedule, this, that, and the other thing." And
Hey, they still got there.
look,
They had to get through the playoffs.
the last 2 years they only won 4 games each year. Okay, so some of their schedule, most of the time, most of your schedule is a rotation with all the other leagues, with all the other conferences and divisions. So it's not like there's only 2 games that determine by having a bad schedule, you picking up 2 different teams that you wouldn't pick up. So they didn't choose the schedule.
Well, so they do every conference, every different conference. I mean, every
It's a
different.
rotation
Right.
every
It's
4 years.
4 years.
Right.
So if you happen to fall on a year where that particular conference is weak, then you're going to,
That's
but they still had to play the Bills twice. They, to me, like when the Giants won,
Mhm.
they still had to get through the playoffs.
Yeah.
They didn't have a very good,
No.
they were 9-7 the 1 year. They won
the
Super Bowls.
last time they won, they were 9-7.
Right. So I'm saying that's not a great season,
No.
but you still got to beat them in the playoffs.
Right. They went on a
Or
run.
as I call the second season.
They went on a run. They were 7-7. They had to play the Jets, and they beat the Jets on Christmas Eve. This was in 2011.
That's great.
And then they beat the Cowboys last game of the year. It was either team to win the division. It was the only way in. So they beat the Cowboys. They got in the division, and then they won 4 straight games again. They did it
Right.
twice in the past. But
And the one time, the 18-1 Giant loss, they played the Pats the last game of the season.
yes,
And they lost.
they lost, but
I've always said, and I'm sure most Giant, would say that that's the reason why they were able to beat them. Was that game? That game gave them the confidence.
absolutely.
That
And
they
it
could
also
beat
it was like they already had locked up. They were 10-6 that year, and they already had locked up. They couldn't go up or down in the playoff seeding. But Coughlin says, we're playing everybody. We got to see how good we are. This is the best team in the league, and we're not going to lay down because they're 17-0. So they played them, and even when the Pats walked off the field, they were saying, "We hope we don't meet them again." That kind
Right.
of thing, and that's what happened. But the Patriots, we talked about their turnaround, and they're a good team, and they were well coached. They have good ownership. We always talk about how you build your team from getting better. There's a chance any team can go from 4 wins, to making the playoffs the following year. You got to draft better, and you got to pick the right free agents.
And hire the right coach.
Right. And like the last couple of years, the Giants, the free agents they picked up, and well, I'm not going to say that every draft has been bad. They got some players out of the draft, but they've missed on some of the free agents that haven't played up to snuff. That's how you build your team back. It's going to be draft and free agency. So the Giants, now that they're going to have a new coach, and there's a possibility they can do better. But getting back to the game, the way I see the game breaking down, I want to see what your thoughts are on it. I think both teams have a pretty good defense. I'd give the Seattle the slight edge in defense. They both have decent offenses if you look at both teams. Sam Darnold is going to have to play the way he's been playing. And so does Drake May. Now, what you have is a 7-year man, even though you look at Sam Darnold's career and you say, well, he had a few years with the Jets, didn't pan out, then he bounced around a little bit. But, sometimes when these quarterbacks come in the league, they're not ready to play yet. They need some time. And I think the fact that he was thrust in right away might have hurt him in the beginning. And I think the Jets should have, in retrospect, you're going to say the Jets probably should have held on to him and tried to work something out with him.
Well, aside from the fact that the Jets ruin quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, it's true.
That's what they do.
But I think it's going to come down. I want to see what you think. I think the defenses might cancel each other out a little bit. I think the quarterback play, whoever plays better at quarterback, is the reason why that team is going to win.
Well, which quarterback gets the best protection?
Best protection?
Listen, Seattle's a 4.5-point favorite. That's not much of a spread.
No. It's basically,
And they're almost a home game.
They're close. They're on the West Coast.
So there are a lot of fans, I'm sure, are going to be there. But, well, are you expecting me to break it down like you do? Because I'm not doing that.
I'm giving you the opportunity.
I appreciate the opportunity. I'm just going to disappoint you.
I think they're a lot closer in talent that it's going to come down to the quarterback play. If Seattle can rush the passer more than New England, and whoever has more time, it's going to come down to that. I think, unless obviously if you have penalties and missed field goals and stuff like that, you don't know. I think it should be a pretty good game. I'm glad to see two different teams in it, even though, Pat, you could say, well, they're always in it. Well, they haven't been in for a while.
Well, there's always two different teams in the game.
Well, no. I mean, we've had the Chiefs and the 49ers in it quite a bit.
No, but it's still two different teams. It's always two different teams.
Well,
how are they going to play the game without two different teams?
I understand that, but you know what I mean. Two different teams that, like last year, they were in.
Oh, you're talking about
Chiefs.
teams that haven't normally been in.
Well, I'm talking about the Chiefs, but then
Like the Pats?
Yeah, the Pats.
Jesus, I've seen the Pats in the Super Bowl more than any other team in my lifetime.
Different than last year. And, the Chiefs are out. Tired of the Chiefs and the Eagles. I'm glad that they're both out.
Well, you hate the Eagles.
Well, I don't like the Eagles, no. But should be entertaining. I don't know. Are you watching the game home, Dan?
The first half, I'm watching it at my boss's house like I always do every year. And then I drive home during halftime.
Your boss's house?
Yeah. I go to my boss's house every year.
Where does he live?
Wayne.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I drive home. I missed the beginning of the third quarter.
You're going to miss Bad Bunny. I don't know if you want to miss the halftime show.
I am.
Well, you might have to record it.
Listen, I think the guy's entertaining.
He's terrible.
Come on.
Come on, stop.
Well, you're not really his demographic, just so you know. It's a 67-year-old white guy from, Sussex County is not really his demographic.
I don't want to be his demographic.
But you know what? The guy's raised hundreds of millions of dollars for Puerto Rico, and I think he's a good guy.
What did he come out and
talented.
say? What did he come out and say? I'm not going to sing in English. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that.
Who cares? Julio Iglesias didn't sing in English unless he was with Willie Nelson. And he sold 400 million records.
I'm a little disappointed that you like that guy.
It's not that I just don't dislike him. I'm not in his demographic either.
Well, tape it then. Record it so you can watch it when you get home.
I don't have to. It'll show up on my social media, I'm sure. But it's fine. I don't care who the halftime show is. The last halftime show I think I watched was Aerosmith and Britney Spears.
You'll never see them again.
No.
They're in my top 5 of all time halftime shows. McCartney.
McCartney was
the
great.
The Stones.
Michael Jackson was great.
Prince
was fantastic.
Lady Gaga was phenomenal. Even though I don't like her anymore either. But
I think I only saw clips of her. But, I'm always driving home during
They don't want
the
the 80-year-old bands playing anymore. Aerosmith, Paul McCartney, they don't want those guys no more.
Well, they've already done it.
Yeah, they've done
Why bring them back?
Well, they could bring some country music guys, too. I mean,
they've done that.
They're having their own show.
No, I don't know if they're still having it.
I heard they're having their own show.
Well, I think they were going to try to, but I don't know if it came off. But anyway, I don't care who the halftime show is. I mean, were you upset when Kendrick Lamar did it?
I'll watch.
Were you upset with that?
Who's that? Kendrick Lamar.
He did it. He did the halftime show.
I'm not,
and he won a Grammy last night.
I'm not. I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch any award shows.
I watched. I recorded it, like I do all award shows. I record them. Trevor Noah hosted.
Another guy. He's
right.
great.
It was. There was definitely.
It's the same old rhetoric.
Well, there was definitely a plan last night for those Grammys.
Yeah. Well,
And
I'm not watching it.
well, I'm not asking you to. But I fast forwarded through the first hour, and in the first hour, they'd only given out 2 awards. In the first hour of the show. It was, they decided the best new artist nominees all performed. I didn't know who any of them were. I saw online, and this is what I'm waiting to get to because I want to see it on TV. Youngblood won a Grammy, but they did a tribute to Ozzy.
Yeah.
And Youngblood won the Grammy for his performance at Back to the Beginning tribute to Black Sabbath. And he did changes. And I freaking love that kid. He is so entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they had Slash up there, I'm sure that's the best part of the entire award show was the tribute to Ozzy. But it's basically a hip hop award show.
If I recorded it, I'd fast forward through the acts and just watch the commercials.
You'd be disappointed in those too,
I know.
because you're not in that demographic either.
But that went over your head. I was making
It wasn't
an analogy,
over my head. It wasn't. I'm responding to it.
I was watching the Knicks play last night. They were playing the Lakers. They beat the Lakers 112-100. LeBron could, if he retires, it'll be his last game at the Garden. And they usually beat us every year at the Garden. So yeah, that was
wow,
good.
I can't believe LeBron's talking retirement.
Well,
Jesus.
Semi. I think.
Remember when he was in high school?
To be honest with you, I think he's full of baloney from the standpoint that I think he wants to do the retirement tour.
The tour, sure.
So I think next year he's going to say it's my last year, and then because he wants to be celebrated in every.
Why shouldn't he?
I don't have a problem.
Jeter
with
did it.
I don't have a problem.
Cal
with
Ripken did it.
I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't have a problem with it.
You're excused.
I didn't have a problem with it. I was just.
You got a tone. You're a little bit of a tone.
I was just making
a little bit.
An observation for you.
Billy.
A little bit. You're a little out of line yourself.
A little out of line.
The trading deadline is coming up for the Knicks, hockey and basketball. I know you were going to ask me this question.
I was going to ask you about hockey, yeah. I'm very excited about the recruits coming up.
Well, first of all, hockey is, as far as I'm concerned, the season's over for the Rangers. But the Knicks are trying to get...
That's why we got to end this war in Ukraine so those Russian hockey players can start coming back over.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be in the Olympics. The Olympics start Friday, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that. Talk about no hype.
Well, they've been hyping.
Not much.
I've seen these commercials all week. You haven't seen the commercials?
Well, those are just sponsor commercials. But no, I don't see anything on the gymnasts.
That's Summer Olympics. That's Summer Olympics.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is skiing, skating, hockey.
Just those 3 things?
Well, you got the women's hockey. They're a good team.
How about my favorite sport?
What's that?
Curling.
I think that's the Summer Olympics.
No, curling's on ice.
I don't know. It's not, is it?
Yes. You got the sweeper. You wear those little slippers. You get the 40-pound weight.
That's
it's
in the winter?
Shuffleboard on hockey.
That's in the winter?
Yeah, that's a winter sport.
Okay. I don't know about that, but all right. I'll take your word for it.
It's a winter drinking game. It's one of the Olympic sports that started out as a drinking game.
It's like a shuffleboard with ice, right?
Isn't that what I just said? Yeah, I swear to God, you don't listen when I talk. Rob, are you listening?
I'm listening.
No, I was
Did I not just say that?
Yes.
I was just reiterating what you said. I was trying to embellish it.
No, it wasn't. You said it like you came up with it.
I'm just trying to make sure that the point gets across. I'm trying to elaborate on what you're articulating.
Years ago, I used to love sitting around the bar with a bunch of guys betting on curling.
No, we never did that.
No, I'm not saying you and I did. That's what we did
Why
at Manny's.
would you do that?
We did it at Manny's every day.
And how do you gamble on it?
I don't know. We had no idea what we were doing. It's just fun.
So who do you think's going to win in the hockey in the Olympics? Have you broken it down?
The last Olympic hockey game I watched was 1980.
Yeah, there's a show about that now on
Netflix. I watched it. It's great. It's called Miracle.
I didn't get to that yet.
Clever name, Miracle.
Yeah, because there was a movie, Miracle on Ice or something, wasn't there?
No, it's called Miracle as well. Kurt Russell played Herb Brooks.
Herb Brooks.
Yeah, it was a really well done documentary. Brought back a lot of memories.
I'll have to catch it.
Ruzioni, they had them all, almost all of them there. Craig.
We'll talk about that after I watch it. I understand the storyline.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Rangers are dumping everybody at the trade deadline, and the general manager should be fired.
Freaking Rangers.
And Dolan, okay,
worst owner in sports.
He's terrible. And this
because he doesn't care.
They ruined the hockey. They ruined the team in 2 years. Ruined the team. So
I'm sorry for you.
It's just that now you'll be watching more hockey. I really don't have much of. If they gave up, I'm giving up. I'm not gonna waste my time.
Who's gonna watch more hockey?
Well, because now when football gets over, I'd switch a little, watch more hockey.
I'm not watching it. No, I'm watching just as much
hockey. You don't
hockey.
really watch much sports,
I do.
When? Every time I talk to you, you said I couldn't watch it. I had to go.
I don't watch basketball and hockey.
I had to walk the dog. I had to go to something. When we were talking about the Jets, you were doing something every week. I don't know.
Well, do you want to watch the Jets every week?
No.
Jesus, no. Why would you?
How do you think they're doing so far this off season?
I have no idea.
So anyway,
there was a golf tournament.
I was going to ask you about that. It wasn't Justin Rose won, right?
Look at you.
I told you I prepped for the show.
Which tournament was it?
It was the first one.
No, it was the second one. It was the Farmers.
The Farmers.
At Torrey Pines.
All right.
Justin Rose put on a clinic.
There was not any snow on the ground.
Broke the tournament record, which was held previously by Tiger Woods.
Did you watch it?
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had an 8-stroke lead at one point. It's like watching a football game where a team's up 47-3.
Right. Nobody was coming back. He was coasting.
Right.
But all he had to do was par at that point.
He ended up winning by 7.
But at that point, you just got to stay par, right?
Yeah, that's it. Let them all come after you.
Yep.
And he's great. He had a great Ryder Cup at the end of last.
He's a top 10 golfer, right? Like he's.
I don't know if he's top 10, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's no kid. He's 45 years old.
Was Scheffler and Kepler in it?
Scheffler was not. Brooks Koepka.
He got me.
You get me mispronouncing.
I got the name wrong.
I'm starting to add R's to everybody's name. Koepka was 4 under for the tournament. Respectable. He made the cut. First tournament back. So it's very respectable. Justin Rose put on a clinic. Now, this week is the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which is a very popular tournament with the fans.
So they're holding, I guess it's being held in Phoenix.
It's in Scottsdale.
Okay.
TPC Scottsdale. But this is the tournament where all the fans are hooligans. They heckle, they
really
get rowdy, and the golfers love it. They wouldn't love it every week, but they love it at this one.
Why are they allowed to do that out there?
It just somehow became tradition. But
so there and in Jersey City are the only 2 places you can yell at everybody, right?
No, Long Island.
Long Island.
They,
you can't do that at the Masters.
It's a fun tournament because the players expect it, and they take it as a.
It's not a major. Is it?
It's not a major.
No, I mean it's not. It's in the PGA Tour, but it's not like a main.
It's a moneymaker. But it's just that the players have fun with it, a different kind of fun than they normally have playing a tournament. It's to them. If they're not being heckled, they get insulted.
Even Rory's going to have a good time because he didn't like it the last time.
Well, at the U.S. Open, you don't want people behaving that way.
Right.
It's pretty prestigious tournament, the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it just became tradition that the fans get rowdy. And so it's a fun one to watch. And I've played that course, so I always like watching a tournament that's on a course that I've played. So,
All right, so now I'm going to have to ask you, since we're ready to end this segment, I need your Super Bowl prediction.
wait, hold on. I got one thing to bring up to you.
All right, can I ask you just one question? Because we kind of glazed over. I didn't get your prediction.
Well, we're not
yet.
running out of time, Paul.
I'm just asking you. Who do you predict to win the Super Bowl?
Can we close the segment with that?
Sure. I'm only here as you're the main star here. I'm just I'm in the sidecar like a Harpo
You're
Marx.
just a little overly excited to get back to football. And this is a football thing. I'm bringing up because we talked about it last week.
Okay.
I did a little more reading on the Belichick Hall of Fame situation. And
You did a little reading.
yeah, I was curious to know about the voting and what was going on. And they were limited to only picking 3 people out of the group that was put forward for nomination. I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought I explained that to you last week.
No, you didn't bring up the 3 people.
All right. Well, that's what I disagreed with. I think that should be a separate thing. Because
Can I finish?
Yes.
I didn't mean to talk while you were interrupted.
Don't use my line every week.
It just comes in handy.
Okay, but don't use. Go ahead.
So there were some veteran players.
L.C. Greenwood. Yeah.
Yep.
Ken Anderson.
That they wanted to focus on instead of a coach. And there was some loyalty to Bob Kraft because of things he did with the contracts and advancing the sport and what have you. So, and then after all of that, they bring up Spygate. So you kind of know that Spygate was in the forefront of their minds, but they kind of pushed it back by saying, well, I want to focus on the players. This is their last year of eligibility. I want to give them a fair opportunity. Belichick will be there next year. He'll get nominated, he'll be inducted next year and everything. So I found that interesting, especially when they said that Greenwood and Anderson, I believe, this was their last opportunity.
Yeah.
So so that's 2 picks right there. And then it came down to who's your third pick. And I'll be honest with you, if I have to decide between Belichick and Kraft, I'm choosing Kraft as well. That's just me.
Well,
I didn't feel I had an educated response to you last week, so I thought I'd bring it up and state my case.
Look, I'm not going to die on the wall again for Belichick, okay? But the way they got it set up, the players should have nothing to do with the coach. They changed the law for the coach that it would be after 1 year you're eligible. So that should be a separate category as far as I'm concerned. Putting in Belichick shouldn't have anything to do with the committee that's putting the veterans in. I think that
I don't disagree with that. Yeah. I'm just saying that's the situation.
And now that you brought up the Hall of Fame again,
don't hate the guy, hate the player. Don't hate the player, hate the system.
I have no use for the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Fame committee. They snubbed Eli. It leaked out. He's the only one.
I meant to bring that up.
So guess what?
Well.
And I'm not going to go. I didn't get upset.
Why did you bring that up? I can't believe you didn't.
Well, I was going to bring it up, but
that's like an anniversary tradition now.
Well, they snubbed the guy.
To bring up snubbing Eli.
They snubbed the guy. He's 11th all time in passing, touchdowns, and yardage, and they snubbed him again. They can all, Joe Namath has the more interceptions than touchdowns in the Hall of Fame, and he's in. Jim Kelly lost 4 straight Super Bowls. He's in. You know what? The Hall of Fame is biased against the Giants and any New York team, and every Hall of Fame committee in every sport is biased against New York. So they have no credibility with me, and I'm the only one that really counts. Okay, I don't care about anybody else.
Do they know how you feel?
I think
they will now.
This show is going
straight to Canton.
This is going viral. This is going viral.
It's going straight to Canton.
But I could care less. I won't watch that show either. The award show that's coming up on Thursday night, the ESPYs. They can all. I won't watch it. I won't watch that either. Okay.
I've never watched the ESPYs.
I'm not watching it.
I'm not a big pat on the back type guy, but
neither am I.
If you've never watched the ESPYs,
I didn't say I never watched it.
YouTube Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald hosted it one year, and he told a joke that will live on forever. And that's all I'm going to say.
I remember you telling me this
Norm
story.
Macdonald joke on the ESPYs.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling.
Oh, you told me.
I'm
already.
telling the 19 other people that are listening.
Okay. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, I'm not interested in anything with the Hall of Fame. They're an absolute disaster as far as I'm concerned. People that vote are voting because they don't like the guy. It's supposed to be about, and I don't know why anybody doesn't like Eli Manning. The guy's he played every game.
So you're not going to go on the van trip to Canton?
What van?
Because Artie and I already put down a down payment on the van.
Well, you still owe him for the last one, for the comedy show, which he wants to come on and address that because he's very upset over that. So he wants to come on and talk, bring that up.
Fine.
So everybody hears it.
Bring it on.
I'm not going to discuss it now because I don't want to disclose anything that he said.
Way to turn my joke around. Way to do it.
No, I'm not going to Canton in a van. No.
We were going to do a Table 12 road trip to Canton.
I don't think so.
All right.
Once I get my ID in the mail, though, maybe we'll see.
You're not going to need it.
No. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a day.
You want the prediction?
Yeah, I want the prediction. I asked you 5 minutes ago.
Man, what is your hurry? You got to go to the post office?
I don't want people to get bored. Yeah, I do have.
Jeez.
What time is it? I got an hour yet for the post office.
I think the Patriots are going to win. I think they have something to prove after losing to them the last time. Or no, they beat them last time, right? I take that back.
Patriots beat them. That's the Marshawn Lynch game.
Yeah.
That's the Marshawn Lynch not handing it off. So you want New England?
I want New England to win.
Well, I think that's big of you.
Well, it's AFC. I have to be loyal to the AFC,
But you think that Seattle's going to win?
See Darnold wear a ring.
Well, he's going to have it. That's my prediction. Seattle's winning this game.
I think they're
winning by 10 points.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they're that good. I think they're hungry. So I'm picking Seattle.
Wow. You just went to the ledge.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. And I looked at everything and broke it down best I could and digested it all.
Okay.
And
okay.
So
people might not realize it, but you're not listening to WFAN right now.
No. I don't listen to it. I rather do my own. Have my own opinions.
You're done with them.
I have my own.
Boycott them too.
I listen to it, but I rather form my own.
Okay, so I think Seattle's going to win. I don't know by 10, but I think Seattle's going to win. But I'm rooting for the Pats.
I like that. I like the way.
I also have a lot of good friends up there in the Boston area.
Yeah,
and
you want to see everybody happy.
Yeah, listen. Right, what was it? Would be number 7, number 8 for him.
That'd be number 7.
Number 7. Okay.
As a team, yeah.
As long as they don't win more than Yogi Berra, that's all I care about.
Yeah. So I think. Let's see. So this is their.
This will be 10 or 11.
Yeah, they lost 3 before they started winning. They lost
86.
They lost in 85 to the Bears.
85.
And then they lost
January of 86.
They lost to when Parcells was there. They lost to the Packers.
Yep.
And then they lost to 2 to the Giants and 1 to the Eagles. So now they got plenty of trophies on their resume there. So I guess we'll come back next week and we'll break it down.
I just don't like Seattle.
I really ain't rooting for anybody.
I don't
Dan.
like the state. I don't like the city. I don't like the team.
I'm not really for anybody. I'm just watching the game. So
just be nice if it was a good game.
Yeah,
exciting game. That's all I want.
All right, guys. See you next week.
See ya.